everybody, I am back and I have a guest.
I'm here. I'm back for today.
Yeah. I'm so excited. She called me over the weekend and wanted to do something special, and she wanted to read, and so she thought about this. So
yes. I've been in a reading slump, and since I moved, I haven't been able to pick anything that I wanted to read. We went to the bookstore a couple times. We bought some books. I bought some of the similar books that she had that I really wanted, and I was just like, hey, let's do a buddy read. And she's like, okay. And usually that doesn't go over well for us. We pick a book and I never read it.
No.
Because it's never one that I'm like fully behind, I guess. Right. I just am like, okay, we both have it. I'll read it. But I'm usually never in the mood for it. So this time she was like, okay, I have this book that I have to read. I need a standalone. And the only one that she could think of was the book Hunted. And at first I was like, no, because I bought Roseblood and I really wanted to read that. And I was kind of fighting her on it. But I'm really happy that I gave in and did it because I love the book. It took me 24 hours to read. I had it done in no time. And it got me out of my slump. And she was a genius for picking something that I was really familiar with, because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale, and it just,
and I knew
gave me all the feels.
I knew it would be a book she finished. I didn't know she'd finish it so fast, but I knew it would be a book that she would finish because of her love for Beauty and the Beast. I mean, she loves Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. And I was kind of nervous about it because I love Beauty and the Beast so much. I am worried that I'm not going to give the author a fair chance in writing something, even though I have to own all the retellings. But I did. I do love it. I did love it, and it was great. A beautiful retelling to me. I mean, even though it was on the darker side, essentially, like a really darker side, it still, to me, was a beautiful book.
Yes, it definitely falls in between. Like I was telling her, if you love Beauty and the Beast Disney version and you like the French version, it falls in the middle. So you get both of the mix of both. You get the differences. The differences between the two are actually
it's
in
kind
this
of its
book.
happy medium with a darker twist.
Yeah, it definitely has the darkness of the French version, the original version, with the lighter side on some of the aspects as far as the people in the book, I guess is what you want to say. They're not as dark. Like the first book is, like the French version, the characters are dark.
Yes.
And the add-on characters are very dark. But in this one, you get the happy medium of like the Disney characters.
You get the dark,
sweetness.
The really dark story.
Yeah.
But like the Disney filter almost.
Yes. And I like that. I like it. Meagan Spooner definitely rewrote this in a way that it didn't take anything away from the original story, and it didn't take anything away from the Disney version.
I feel like it added to it.
Yeah,
because to me, when I read or you watch any of the movies, the characters, you're really only concerned with Belle and the Beast. Whereas in this book, she's got two sisters, like she does in the French version, and she does in any of the stories, because that's how the actual story was. She had two sisters, and
they become very real for you.
Yes, they do. They become very real. They become actual characters that you root for in the book, even if they're not even in it that much. Because, to be honest, they're in it.
They're about 20% maybe of the whole
but they're
book.
Not in the meat of the book, but you're always wondering how is their story gonna end, you know
what's going on with them,
which is great, because Meagan Spooner actually gives them a story, makes them feel like real people, real characters,
and not just a side character,
right? Not just a side character that they sit in the back and nobody really cares about. And she ties up their story at the end. She ties up everybody's story at the end. So, which is fantastic. Yes. Everybody gets an ending, whether it's good or bad. I can't tell you, but everybody gets an ending.
Yes, and they're definitely. But if you know the story of Beauty and the Beast, it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. If it didn't have the Beauty and the Beast overall ending, you would be like, what the hell? That's not a Beauty and the Beast retelling. What did you do? So basically, anytime you go into a Beauty and the Beast book, you know what you're getting, just like Pride and Prejudice. You know that in a Pride and Prejudice retelling, if Darcy and Elizabeth didn't get together, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? And throw the book across the room.
Well, I love the fact that it's got all those more, because the real story has more magic in it than the Disney version, right? So it has like fairies and stuff in the original version, where this one has a lot more magical elements in it than the Disney version. There's a lot of different other creatures and stuff in it. Right, but it also brings in the Disney version too, because this isn't a spoiler. It's not a big deal. But you know, when she goes in the Disney version and they've got this big library. Well, he's got a library in this book too, and they go in, so it's like it kind of just brings the two stories together for me, which is what I really enjoyed. Because when that hit, I hit that part in the book, and I'm like, oh, he's got a library too. I was like, oh, the Disney version's being thrown in there. I was so excited for that, and then she made a specific point to put that in there, which is what I really enjoyed. Right,
but she still made it unique and made it her own, which we enjoyed, because you know, you don't want to just get the same old regurgitated story, but you want something fresh, and she definitely gives a fresh new take on a story that's been told a million times before, and it was very enjoyable. Even if you've read it a million times in different versions, you haven't read this one. Exactly. This one's really good. So.
Yeah. Nope. And
you gave it what?
I gave it a 4 out of 5 because
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
The reason I gave it a 4 out of 5 is because I really, really loved it, but I knew how it was going to end.
You know the
essentially. Story. Yeah, you know the story. I love the story, which is why I read it, but I knew how it was going to end eventually. So
no major surprises. I mean, there was twists and turns and things like that, but it wasn't like, oh, you know, the beast is a llama.
The ending wasn't going to be a surprise.
Beast is a beast.
Essentially, the ending wasn't going to be a surprise. Now, I highly recommend, if you're in a slump, pick somebody who loves books or something along those lines. Maybe ask your parents or something to read a book with you if your mom loves reading, or even your dad. Who knows?
And just talk about it, because it's fun to talk about.
Because you get excited. It gets you excited again for books. You just pick somebody who you can do this with.
Right.
So because this went over so well, I decided that we would do this again. So I downloaded this app called what is it called? Decide Now, and it's a roulette wheel, and you can actually make your own wheel. And I actually picked one, and I made this one. It's called Books to Buddy Read. So we've got a couple books on here, and I goofed. One of the books is up here in the title instead of down here. But whatever, essentially you'll take it and you'll spin it, so that way we're not fighting. And it's just something that we both own, and then we'll spin it, and then it'll pick a book for us. And then you get an option to deactivate the current label, which then it'll mark it off. And then when you spin, you can't get it again. So, and then we can either add books to it or take books away. So we just figured we'd do this every time. Once a month at least, if not, if we want to do it again. Obviously, we're going to pick our next book after we read the book that I'm currently reading, because I started it, which is...
Yeah, whatever we pick from the wheel, whatever gets picked from the wheel, we're going to read together. But it'll just be, we'll have a start time once she's done reading whatever she's done reading, and once I'm done reading what I'm reading at the moment.
Well, and then we'll do... She wants to read what I'm reading right now, but she has to finish a different book at the moment.
Right.
So right now I am reading The Falconer, and I told her, I was like, well, I'll read it slower so that way she can finish up her book and then she can start it.
Right. Well, I mean, even if I don't, I mean, if we read it and we could do a quick review on it, even if I read it sometime this coming month.
Yeah, well, she's going on vacation, so she said she'll probably read it anyway. So that way, when she gets back, we can do another one of The Falconer. So,
and I might be able to fit it into my TBR pile. Shh, don't tell her. You're sitting right here. Don't tell her. Shh.
So we're going to do that. So let's take a spin. So this will be after I read The Falconer, because I'm already halfway done with it. So... let's see.
And I still have to finish my challenge for the month of I still have the one book to read for this month.
Oh, that's cool. We're going to read Cruel Beauty
by Rosamund Hodge.
So that'll be good. Well, apparently we're doing a Beauty and the Beast thing now.
That's okay. And then we'll be able to compare the two. That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
We can say what we like from last time to this time.
Right. Now, the next time we do it, it'll definitely be shorter, because there's not going to be any explanations going on for it. So, and we might end up doing the wheel on its own.
It just depends. Yeah. It just depends on how often we get together and what's going on. So depending on the time frame and what's going on per video, we'll see. This is something new that we're trying because we are trying to get together like on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. Well, this is our video.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this book as much as we did. And if you haven't read it, we hope we have encouraged you to read it. And thanks for watching us, and thanks for accepting me back into the video. I know I've been gone for a while.
Yes, and I will have my TBR up and a few other videos coming up rather soon. And you
to be getting back into this, and I hope you guys are all enjoying what you're reading, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful week.
All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.